Google Sheets has just launched some great new features that really help the ways that we work with large sets of data. They also make some of the things that we try to do with spreadsheets a little more user-friendly. The first thing we're going to take a look at is this ability to be able to expand and collapse groups of rows. So here I have a group of rows that is set to be expanded or collapsed. They're grouped together. We can also do this with columns, which I'll show you in a moment as well. It's a very simple process to set up. You take the rows that you'd like to group, highlight them, and then you can right-click and group those rows, and you'll notice a bracket that appears here along the left-hand side, and at the top of that bracket is a button that can be clicked to expand or collapse. So here I have a set of rows within this set of data where I want to actually group those together. They're now grouped in as one. Once you've done this, you can add or take away rows and they'll still be grouped in that. So as long as I'm adding this row within that group, it's still grouped together even though I've added that in. I can also go back and delete that without affecting that group, which is very helpful, especially as we know that our data sets change so often. I can also come up to a group of columns and do the same thing. I group those columns together and now I can expand and collapse them depending on my needs. One of the other things that we can do with this new updates in Google Sheets is add in a checkbox that can be checked or unchecked based on our needs into a cell. Let me remove these and I'll quickly show you how to add those. Simply select the cell where you want the checkbox to go, move up to Insert, and then move down to Checkbox. This will insert the checkbox where you need it to go. If you need to do this again, simply move up, Insert, and Checkbox again. These can also be copied and pasted once you've created one. Now, one of the things that I want to point out, I'm going to select the cell again where this checkbox is, move up to the function bar, and you'll notice that the unchecked value of this checkbox is false. If I go back and check the checkbox, you'll notice that value changes to true. This is really helpful because it means that the checkboxes we put in our Google Sheets can be used if we're trying to work with functions or trying to manipulate the data in some way. The checkbox isn't just a visual feature, it also has a value within the cell. These are two great new features of Google Sheets that are really going to help make the whole process simpler and more user-friendly.